Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. I'm Joe Zagacki alongside my broadcast partner, Don Bailey Jr. This week, the Hurricanes went on the road and took on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, another Miami-Notre Dame classic. Don, the Canes came up just a little bit short.
That they did, Joe, but what a ball game we had. It was interesting. Miami battled back in the second half with the help from our outstanding fan base that made the trip to South Bend, but overall, unfortunately, a loss, but we learned a lot about this football team. They learned that we were able to adjust at halftime, something that is very difficult to do, but more importantly, they stayed focused. They came back, took the lead, and had an opportunity to win a very close ball game.
Hurricanes trailed 20-0 and then scored 27 unanswered points. Let's take a look at the highlights, brought to you by UHealth Sports Medicine. At UHealth, we'll get you back in the game.
80,795 are ready and riveted. Badgley has the ball on the team. Miami and Notre Dame writing another chapter. And here we go. It's an inside toss to Torrey Hunter. He dives into the end zone for a Notre Dame touchdown. Miami sends a blitz. He fires down the middle. End zone, it is. Caught for a touchdown. Going to throw for it. Looking left, throwing, end zone. It is caught for a touchdown.
And a flag.
It's Notre Dame 20, Miami 7. Here's Badgley with the run up. It's a swift kick. Onside kick. It's rolling, and Malcolm Lewis has it for Miami. Make that Jamal Carter. Hyatt comes to the line of scrimmage. Turns, gives. Mark Walton. He's through into the end zone for a Miami touchdown. He's going to throw anyway. Into the flat for Williams. Oh, my goodness. Adrian Colbert drills him. A pickup of 3 yards on the play. Vogel takes the high snap, hand over end kick, and it bounces. And Morgan Dilly touched the ball. He touched the ball.
Touchdown.
Miami has it in the end zone.
Touchdown. Touchdown, baby.
Touchdown, Miami. Screen pass right up the middle to the tight end. Dives at the goal line, ball's loose. It's loose. It's still loose. Who got it? They're going to give it to Notre Dame. There's a snap back. Kick is up, and it is good. With 30 seconds to play, Notre Dame has the lead. They keep the victory here in South Bend. Notre Dame 30, Miami 27.
Welcome, everyone, to the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. and University of Miami head coach Mark Richt. And this weekend, it was the Hurricanes and the Fighting Irish. Coach, a hard-fought game, but the Irish made just one more play.
Yeah, they did. You know, you got to give them credit for what they did, the way they started and the way they finished, you know. We, on the other hand, you know, started slow and too slow. Not so slow that we at least couldn't, you know, fight our way back in the thing and take the lead. But then in the very end, you know, it just seemed like as soon as we took the lead, it turned right back around. And you know, it's a tribute to their offensive team to be able to, you know, move the ball down the field and get the score and get the tie. And then of course we get another chance offensively to, you know, move the ball. We don't. We give them good field position. They get themselves in position to kick the field goal, which was huge that we held them to a field goal again. And then we get one more shot. We move the ball down the field, a couple completions, getting ourselves really within probably one more completion of being in field goal range to tie it, and just can't get it done. So yeah, very disappointing ending, obviously, but you know, when you spend time with our players as much as we do, and you see in their eyes at the end of the game, you know, just how much it meant to them, and just, you know, how hard they fought. It's very difficult to be down 20 like that and still have enough juice to fight, and they did, and fought well enough to overtake them as far as the, you know, taking the lead. But so it hurt those guys. It hurt us. It hurts the fans. It hurts everybody. We all feel the pain. But the good news is, you know, the attitude that they've had towards it, as far as not, you know, getting comfortable losing a game, but knowing that, you know, we're all we have as far as you know, being in the trenches in these type games, and these guys responded extremely well when they were challenged, when their backs were against the wall, and they didn't fold at all. They fought, and that's a huge part of it. And you know, we know we're a couple plays away from another 1, 2, maybe even 3 victories, and you know, and every single snap is crucial. And you know, that's the thing we got to understand. Every snap, every kick, every play. You know, we really don't know what's the one play that's going to make the difference. Well, it's every play. Mm-hmm. And you know, so if we took the highlights of all the good things we did on offense, we'd say, wow, look at that. Or same thing, defense. If you take all the low lights, you'd be like, man, we're struggling. You know, and it's somewhere in between. And we're really not that far away from, you know, being 6-2, you know, possibly even 7-1. It's not that far away, but we are where we are. We're 4-4, and we've lost 4 in a row, and we gotta change that.
Coach, let's go back to the onside kick. What goes into that? I mean, that's just
Yeah,
it's such
well,
a tough play to execute, right? And when to call it.
Yeah. First of all, Coach Hartley, Todd Hartley, is the one that really masterminds all our special teams, and really what a great job he's done, in my opinion. There's been a couple things here and there that have been problematic, but for the most part, we've created a lot of big momentum plays in the kicking game, and really in this game there was 4 huge ones: a block punt, 2 muffs that we got on, 1 a touchdown, and then we get the onside kick. So anyway, as we line up the way we line up for our kickoff, we study the opponent to see how they line up against us, and if they line up too tight, there's a way to, you know, really bloop the ball. We were probably looking for a little bit higher bloop where we could have even caught it on the run by number 6, by Carter. But as it turned out, we didn't kick it just perfect, but we kicked it good enough to get it past the line. And he was patient enough to let it get past the 10 yards and get on it. But it's mainly more of an alignment issue. And then when you watch the tape and you watch that return team, a lot of times just as you're getting ready to kick it, they want to turn and run because they got to turn and run and get in position to make their blocks. Mm-hmm. All right. So if they turn and run too fast and don't wait for the ball to be kicked, not only are they out of position in alignment, but they're starting to leave too soon. We're like, it's there, you know. So after the first kickoff, Coach Hartley he came to me and said, Coach, I believe it's there. And I said, well, first time we score, we're going to do it. And then, you know, we went ahead and did it, and it was there. But really a great job of seeing it, coaching it, and really we executed it well enough. Was it the perfect kick? No, but it was good enough. And so that was huge.
I was looking at some of your numbers today, and your leading tackler right now is a freshman. The person who has the most sacks is a freshman, and the person who has the most receiving yards is a freshman. So, 1, you're getting a lot of production from your freshmen, and 2, I guess that's a good bat signal that you want to play early and contribute. This is not a good opportunity, but you got 3 freshmen that are doing a pretty good job for you. Not well, more than 3, but in categories. Yeah,
it's most every team's going to have a freshman or 2. You know, maybe not as many as we've been playing and all that kind of thing. And a lot of them are starting. A lot of them are playing a bunch. A lot of them are playing special teams that maybe some people don't notice getting in the game. You know, but there's an awful lot of young guys getting a lot of experience, and you know, that wasn't necessarily by design, it's by need. And when it comes to recruiting, I can promise you there's a lot more opportunity for guys to come in and help us. And we're going to keep building, but you know, we're focused on this season. We're focused on this week. We're focused on finishing well. And really, there's only 4 more shots in the regular season, and just a couple more at home. So we got to, you know, bless our seniors by playing our tails off for them.
All right, Coach, and one of those shots will be the Pitt Panthers, and we'll talk about that game when we come back with Mark Richt right here on The Mark Richt Show. And welcome back to our show, everybody, The Mark Richt Show, as we continue on. This week, the Hurricanes take on Pittsburgh at 12:30 at Hard Rock Stadium, and the Mark Richt Show brought to you by Williamson Automotive. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. And Coach, the Panthers roll in, and they excel in a couple of things, in particular, getting after the quarterback. Juan Price,
Oh yeah.
yeah, half his tackles are
He's
for
a freak.
losses, and the other half are sacks.
Yeah, he's a freak. I don't even know who would be the best guy or way to describe him, but you know, Dwight Freeney kind of guy, just super fast, agile, a handful in regard to that. But yeah, it's going to be great to play again. We're playing early. What is it? 12:30.
12:30. Yeah.
And it's homecoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need everybody to come home, and we need all our season ticket holders to show up and get excited. We need all of our students to show up and get excited and help our guys bring the juice. You know, I mean, Notre Dame was 2-5. Place was packed out. Place was going nuts. You know what I'm saying? We need to pack it out. We need to go nuts. You know, we need to be we need to be able to do that. And you know, we appreciate the fans so much. We appreciate our students so much. We appreciate our alumni so much. And we have created some great scenes this season at Hard Rock. And we need another one. Yeah. The guys we need everybody to get it done. And so I'm encouraging everybody to come.
Coach, they feel that difference now. I mean, from the cane walk out the smoke.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is an emotional game, and if you showed up, and I think they all love the game. You know, you have a scrimmage, and no one's there, you know, out there on Green Tree, you know, it's fun, okay. If you show up and there's 60,000 people there, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more exciting. You know, if something goes great, everybody cheers. You know, if something goes bad, it's not. You know, you just feel it. And it takes adrenaline. It takes just emotion to play the game the way it needs to be played. And fans bring emotion to the game of football.
Right, and mentioned earlier in the first segment that you don't know what game it's going to be when it turns for you and the momentum continues to pick up. It might be this week against Pittsburgh. This is a very good team, Pittsburgh. You mentioned Juan Price, James Conner. This is a good team, and maybe as tough as October was, maybe November goes the other way, and then you had something wrong.
Well, I mean, I hope it does, but to me,
starts with Pittsburgh.
To me, if you're a Canes fan, you show up, you support, you get after it. You know what I mean? Every game. Yeah. You know, and I understand the disappointment of not get a victory here or there, but you know, it's an event. It's a great time when everybody shows up and brings the juice and fights together against the University of Pittsburgh. That's what it's all about. And when you add the fact that it's homecoming, it's even more reason to celebrate our university and celebrate our team.
Let me hit you back on Pittsburgh for a moment. They come in offensively. Pat Narduzzi is known for his defense, but offensively this year they're lighting it up, 35 points a game. James Conner, an incredible bounce-back story, and Peterman's a fifth-year senior quarterback.
Right. Very impressive how they run the ball, especially, and the play pass off of it. They are really a big, strong, physical bunch. Defensively, they have 9 returning starters, and I think 6 or 7, maybe 7 of them are seniors. So a very veteran club and a team that's been doing what they do for a few years now with Coach Narduzzi.
Coach, practice and prep-wise, you've maintained basically, excluding the Thursday week, is everything basically the same from September through October and now through November? Are you
for the most part, because there's only so much time in the day. We have the 20-hour rule. We're only allowed so much field time, and there's certain things that had to be practiced all along the way. So it's very close to the same routine all throughout. But there are times when we, change the routine just a little bit here and there to break up the monotony, or to do, or maybe to adapt to some depth issues and things of that nature. I mean, we don't pound in the middle of the week as much as I would like to, quite frankly, sometimes, because There's not enough guys to pound. You know, I'm not trying to get anybody hurt, but you know, you when you have more people and more depth, then everybody kind of shares the load. But when you get down, you whittle it down to 1 or 2 guys that can really play at their position, and the next thing after that is a guy who's really not ready to play. It's just not fair to the team. So we're trying to find a balance of the, you know, when I say pound, I'm talking about blocking and tackling, or at least thudding full speed to the point where we don't lose our fundamentals and of blocking and tackling. And so we have to just kind of keep an eye on how, you know, the health of the team.
All right, Coach, thank you very much, and the best of luck against the Pitt Panthers. And when we come back on the Mark Richt Show, Don Bailey and I will preview the Canes and the Panthers right here on the Mark Richt Show. Welcome back, everyone, to the Mark Richt Show. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. And, of course, our show is presented by Williamson Automotive. On Saturday at 12:30, Miami and Pittsburgh at Hard Rock Stadium. It's homecoming. Panthers come in, Don. They do a couple of things really well. Number one, they rush the passer.
They do that extremely well. One of the best teams that Miami will face, have faced, or will face the rest of this season. They do a great job at the defensive tackle spot. They got a pressure guy at the defensive end. Their linebackers run. You know, Coach Narduzzi brought that defense from Michigan State. They want to pack the box, and the good news about getting a packed box, Joe, is sometimes they leave those corners out on an island, and I think that Armand Richard and, of course, Stacey Coley will do a phenomenal job with that matchup, and Brad Kaya, if given the proper amount of time, certainly can have some big plays present themselves.
On the other side of the ball, Nathan Peterman is their quarterback. He's a fifth-year player, a transfer from Tennessee, did play for them last year. But their offense revolves around James Conner, the big running back, a great story, coming back from cancer and a knee injury as well. He has scored a bunch of touchdowns in his career, and he is hard to bring down.
Well, he's big, he's powerful, and he has a nose for the end zone. There's no question about it. They've got actually 2,000-yard rushers on their roster. The freshman last year who made All-ACC, he was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. But listen, it's a power football team. It's basically a Big Ten concept that's been brought there. When you watch, we've watched the tape on them. You look at the power of their offensive line. They move well together, and they can throw the football. They have some wideouts that have some speed. They're going to do a good job moving the pocket, so they have some opportunities that they can create on offense as well.
Hurricanes are trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Coach Richt says the intangible, the crowd. Wants a big crowd there.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, it uplifted the University of Miami last week when we were in South Bend, Indiana, and we saw how powerful the Miami Hurricane crowd was against Florida State and North Carolina, and we just need to make sure that that happens again Saturday at Hard Rock Stadium against the University of Pittsburgh for homecoming.
All right, Miami and Pittsburgh, 12:30 at Hard Rock Stadium. For Don Bailey Jr. and University of Miami head coach Mark Richt, I'm Joe Zagacki, and we'll see you next time right here on the Mark Richt Show. So long, everyone.